but that's the bus. BorisDaBus that we're working on. Why are you making a bus?
I've always wanted to travel, and even though I've lost my hearing and my balance, I've still got a bus that I'm going to turn into my home.
Yep.
And when I get tired of a place, I fuel up and I find another place.
How did you lose your hearing?
I lost my hearing and balance through bacterial meningitis.
Okay, what's that?
Swelling of the brain. I ended up with an abscess in my brain. Ended up with blood clots in my lungs, embolisms as they called them. I was in Royal Adelaide intensive care. I was in a coma for 6 days. So when I came out, I couldn't hear anything and I couldn't stand up. I had no balance. So the loops inside your head, those balancing things, vestibular, gone.
How long ago was that?
Going through rehab. That was March last year.
Not long.
So yeah, pretty well. I got out of hospital on the 21st of May.
How long have we been working on this bus?
Me?
Yeah.
Probably September last year is when I decided not to sell the bus. Because after I got the meningitis, I was trying to work out where to now. You're classified as disabled, high fall risk, and everybody would like you to
Stop moving.
Yeah. And I thought, nah. I even told people at rehab, if I die, I'll have my shoes on and I'll be out working somewhere. So initially I was going to sell the bus and try and pick up something smaller, because it is quite a good size bus.
It's huge. I mean, my van over there is the size of your bedroom.
I was looking at the Mercedes have an 812, which is basically 2/3 of what this bus is.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a 9-metre bus as opposed to a 12 or an 8-metre. It's a little bit more compact. I used to have one. I had one,
Oh, yeah.
but at that time I was married and the wife thought better of owning a bus. So I was hoping to sell this, whatever I sold this for, pick up one of those buses, and that was going to be my
Escape.
But I had people make absolutely stupid offers on the bus. I wanted at least 10 grand and I had idiots offer me 6. So I thought, no, I'll keep the bus. And
This type of night is nice. I like this.
oh well, you probably saw the photos. We gutted it, cleaned it up, put a new floor in. As I see what, I wasn't meant to remove the entire ceiling, but
We weren't supposed to remove the entire floor either.
no, but I thought while you're at it, and it was good that I did. I've got an idea of where to run my wires, what to do.
And we know the paint on the roof is now good. We know the paint on the roof is now good.
Yes,
That'll last.
well that seals, there was gaps where the fiberglass had moved, so we had to reseal them. So yeah, it's a work in progress, but I can see progress.
Yeah.
I mean, I've just tweaked that up, so obviously that's going to be 500 wide, and so the bottom rail will take one of those fridges.
Yep.
Second fridge, bottom fridge is my freezer, top fridge
Are they
is
both going to be chest? Are they both going to be chest fridges?
yeah, the standard car fridge like
Yep.
I've got over the back there, and that'd be perfect. Bottom one's my freezer, top one's my fridge.
We're moving fast. I can see in a couple of weeks that the kitchen will be usable.
Yes.
You're going to have them both on drawers, slides, right? You're going to have them both on slides, drawers.
Yes, I've already ordered the slides.
Nice.
That's what I was telling you.
What
I've kind of overspent on Boris.
Ah, right. What kilogram weight slides have you got?
They're called Duragal, Dura slides.
Okay.
They're rated to, the ones I'm getting, which are 700s, fully opened, they'll hold 90 kilos.
Yeah, that's heaps.
I think it was $28 a pair.
Yeah, that's a good price.
Ridiculous.
I think I bought mine from Bunnings at like $50 each.
And that's where, like with the kitchen, IKEA's got 450 by 450 deep, which is roughly what I'm chasing. All the other commercial kitchens are, they expect a 600 bench top.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. 600 bench top.
I want a 500 bench top.
Okay, why?
I don't need
That depth?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is 550. Plenty. And yeah,
I guess 600s, because in household kitchens, against the wall, you've always got like a row of things. People push all their things to the back, so they need
and it gets
bench top
crowded.
space, usable space.
Whereas for me, the small overheads is where, like the one at that end is going to carry my kitchen gear. Directly underneath that, I'll have my sink. So you wash your plates, and I was going to put a proper cupboard, but I'm thinking I might even just get a plate rack.
How are you going to keep them so they don't come out? Because a plate rack is usually they're just slots.
Yes.
But how are they not going to fall out? You go over a bump.
They're not. They're actually in.
So they're going to be in quite deep then.
Yeah, you've got to lift them out.
Okay.
They're not just slide in.
Yeah. Don't you think that'll be a waste of space because you've got to go up and then across, which means the height has to be a lot larger? No?
You're talking about that much of a gap.
Okay.
I don't see this bus going.
If you ever do have an accident, you know you're going to be putting netting across the front.
Oh yeah, there'll be plates killing people. I mean, that's one concept. The other concept is to actually have a proper cupboard and have my plates stacked in there.
Yeah.
And a bit like what you're saying, I've got to allow that I will be travelling, so
The things you're going to be watching out for is any big bump or people putting their brakes on in front of you. Because that'll force you to like, ugh.
you see, that's where,
But if that's the case, and especially if they're on that back wall, then they're going to fly forward when you put your brakes on.
so that's where I'm looking at the composite plates.
Oh, okay, right. So they're not going to break. They're just going to get flying.
Firstly, they won't break. Secondly, they will handle bouncing and travelling. There's a fair bit of these new bamboo composite.
I like the bamboo plates. I've got a set of bamboo bowls. I want to get plates. I don't have any plates.
The other thing I've
Very
got
frustrating.
is I buy the paper, the heavier paper plate.
Yeah.
If I've got people and I've got to use a heap of plates,
Just put them in the stove.
they go into my stove afterwards. I'm in the moment talking with G Stove Australia, and hopefully he'll get back to me with a.
Oh, the sooner he gets back to you, the sooner we can put in that stove, and this will be much more comfortable.
So I was thinking of going through the roof. But then I realised if the stove is going there, I've got to get rid of that window.
Why?
Only because heat and other things. I'm going to be building the wall behind the driver's seat and that window, gone, panelled, but
It's a smaller window than the rest of it.
that's the window that's going to go.
Fire stove.
And the wall will go behind the driver's seat.
Yep.
And then that's where the stove goes. And the upside of that is once that's gone, the same as what I've done in the bathroom, I can then put a flue. So with the G stove, they come with 45-degree bends.
Yeah.
So bend one,
out the window.
bend two.
Yep. And if you remove the window, then you'll be able to put in a port.
Yeah, I'll be
For the
putting
flue.
it. So they've got a because the G stove's designed for tents.
Mhm.
They've got a tent flange
Oh, cool.
which will hold the sleeve that goes over the flue, so you don't burn your tent.
Mhm.
Well, tent flange, my hole, the
Flue.
what's it called? The tent protector pipe. What did you hear?
Motorbike. Must be nearby.
Anyway, yeah. So the whole concept is it will just be flush with the outside.
Ah, so you won't even have it protrude and then go up.
I know it will. I'll have a protrusion going up
Okay.
with a brackets that will wing nuts that hold everything in place.
And when you want to travel, you take it down.
Undo the wing nuts, pull your flue off,
Mhm.
and there'll be like a steel flap that comes down.
Yep.
Couple of wing nuts. That's it.
Yep.
She's
Protect it
closed.
from the rain.
So
Nice.
just things that I'm designing in my head. But I see that as when I pull up, I just need a small ladder, put my flue in, do the wing nuts to hold the bracket.
Yep.
So your flue will have like a little A-frame that bolts back to the bus.
In fact, that ladder, I've been thinking about a ladder for the side of my van. You've got the side rails that run all the way down. You could have a ladder that just hooks into the side rails, like a temporary, like one that you just go boom, hook, and you've got a ladder there that you can climb up.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be hard to manufacture.
I would probably design, if that's where I'll be going regularly, I'll probably design something that will hook.
Mm.
There'll be probably permanent hooks for my ladder to grab
Yeah.
for me to climb up and do what I want to do,
Mhm.
and then unhook it. So that's probably going to be the next month or so. I'll be concentrating on getting warmth in the bus.
Yeah.
But I just, even like today, it was cold outside, but with the windows closed on the wind side, the bus was comfortable.
It's not bad.
Didn't get overly hot.
With two bodies in here, it'd warm up the place.
It'd be night time when you lose all the sun.
You're not going to put the ceiling in until
I've got to run, so there's like the wires to reversing cameras,
reversing cameras, dash cam.
dash cam. I've also got to run, I want to be able to have those LED floodlights down the side.
Okay. How big are they going to be?
Oh, just a little,
Okay.
but
Well,
once again,
it's flood, but a single unit that takes a big area.
just so that if I'm doing anything out the side here, or if I'm accessing the back,
Yeah.
it
You just
like,
turn them on, do your work.
basically, if I pull up somewhere and I'm setting up, I flick a switch and the entire perimeter of the bus is lit,
Okay, that's going to be good.
and then I can shut it down.
Those poor campers next to you.
The other thing too is I'd like motion sensors,
Okay.
so that if someone is sneaking up to the bus, lights come on.
Okay.
And also I'd like to have a system where I can throw the switch that if I'm in bed without my cochlear implants on,
Mhm.
my bed vibrates because someone's coming near the bus.
Oh,
And that for me,
that shouldn't be difficult.
no. And so the whole idea is that if I'm parked somewhere, in West Australia, a couple of people I knew lived in the buses. But they were able to travel to remote areas, and one of them was the Kalgoorlie Lawn Tennis Association, because of where the tennis courts were and the clubhouse was a little bit out of the town. They liked the idea of people, either a caravan or a bus on site,
Mm-hmm.
so that there was a caretaker there.
Yep.
Rent was free, water was free, power was free, but you had to do things like do the line marking every now and then, or
Yeah.
or clean the clubhouse,
Yep.
which is free rent, free power. You've got to factor that in. And there was other places in certain country towns where if you're prepared to park up, so you had like, there was a wrecking yard in Esperance, and his biggest problem was people coming into the yard.
And just taking stuff.
And he said, you could get dogs, great idea, but there was dog shit everywhere.
Yeah.
So as much as the dogs were there to keep people out, you had to be careful where you walked because...
Yeah.
And
So you could use van life people who need a place to hold up, and they could be your live-in security, and they get happy because they get a place to park for a little while. That's a great idea. I wonder if there's a service. Like,
no, there isn't. And I was often thinking if there was some way of getting that information out there,
Yep.
being the go-between.
Yeah, yeah.
In other words, if you're a van lifer and you want to live somewhere for a bit,
Yep.
and these people have a security problem on their property, your logistics of that get complicated because to sell that to somebody that's got a property that they want protected, yes, I've got a van lifer that will live on your property, they have a police clearance.
Well, yeah, you would need to have some sort of verification, etc. That's fine. That's
Yeah.
totally doable.
Here are their references,
That's right. Yeah.
blah blah blah, contact details. If you have any problem, let us know.
Yeah.
We will contact them.
And they would have some sort of contact hours to be available, like on site for a certain period of time, rather than out partying or doing whatever they want
Yeah.
to do. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a nominal fee.
Yeah, that would be totally. You could even get paid to do that, minimal amount. You know, like just the facility, the person willing to set up the service to make that happen. That would work really well.
So you become the administrator.
Yeah, the go-between.
Yeah.
Connecting businesses that need security with people who are nomads that are willing to stick around for a length of time. Yeah.
And you'll get the situation where the business finds the right van lifer,
Yeah.
but get on well and think, we don't have to pay these people to organise it.
That's right. I know you just do it ad hoc.
Fine, do that. But eventually that van lifer's going to move.
And you find a new person, yeah. Well, that's life. Everyone moves. Everyone moves on.
So
It's the constant flow of, yeah.
So
There's no such thing as jobs anymore that stay for a lifetime.
You've got to work out
40-year
how you'll
apprenticeships.
bill it, how you charge it, but that would be an awesome service to have available.
That's a good idea.
It's how you'd get that out to the businesses.
Yeah, so you'd need contacts for... But that's marketing. I mean, that's typical marketing. How do you get it to the van lifers? How do you get it to the businesses? That's the marketing aspect of it.
Anyway,
Anyway,
there's,
good idea though.
there's heaps of little ideas that you can come up with.
So the challenge for us is, and this is actually, let's go backwards. Your idea about a vibrating bed, right? What if it was a vibrating bus? You could attach a device to the chassis of your van, of your bus, that vibrates enough that no matter where you are in the bus, you can feel it.
And all the bolts rattle loose.
Yeah. But that would work.
Look,
Just like a video game
so
controller.
Currently at home, my bed has got a bed vibrator, so if I'm in bed asleep...
Is that part of your, is that a standard device for people
Yeah,
with hard of hearing?
Yeah, it's a doobie rocket. It's made by some Swedes or Norwegians, whatever it is. Anyway, the whole design is that if I'm asleep in bed, there's a vibration on my bed.
Yep. So if there's a fire, if there's any sort of emergency,
But in turn, if I'm awake and moving around, there's a strobe light that flashes.
okay,
So my alarm clock has a bright strobe,
okay,
and I've got a separate strobe. So for me, I would have my alarm clock in the
that's-
bedroom.
that's vision and that's touch. I wonder if there could be some sort of smell. I'm just
If,
kidding.
if the place is on fire,
You'll be able to smell something.
you'll have the smell of shit because you're crapping yourself.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about all the senses, you know.
That operates all the senses.
Yeah.
But yeah, the flashing strobe works well.
Okay. So you want to have flashing lights in here somewhere.
Oh, I've got the strobe in the apartment I'm in at the moment.
Yeah.
That will probably come and live here.
So you want one here and one over there.
The clock is a strobe.
Okay.
So the alarm clock that
Yep.
wakes you up
Mhm.
has got a strobe. So if there's a doorbell, both strobes flash.
Yep.
So I can be that end of the bus or this end, and unfortunately, if I'm in the shower or the toilet, I'm not going to see the flash.
Yeah. Unless we hook it into the lighting system and have your lighting somehow controlled by that. I mean, that's doable. It's just a lot of work. So it might be something we can do over time.
Well, you'll probably tap into the vibrator side of the system.
So I'm part of a community that works on home automation. The guy John Oxer, who lives I think in Victoria or New South Wales, has a website called Superhouse, and he does home automation stuff. So we could use the help of the community that works on home automation to fit out any electronic based.
That wasn't too bad.
Yeah. You want this other one?
So where was that made? I suppose you want me to use my eye socket on that one, do you?
I don't know. Cthulhu on the Moon, Black IPA.
Produce in Australia. Oh, Dandenong, Victoria. There's a lot of these little breweries opening up all over the place, isn't there?
Yep, microbreweries are the absolute tits.
That hammer. Oh, for goodness sake.
You can do it. Cheers.
Oh, that's very chocolate.
Yeah? Too much?
That is definitely chocolate.
Show the camera what you're drinking.
Hmm?
Show the camera what you're drinking. Magical unicorn. Or is it magical Easter unicorn?
Bridge Road Brewing.
Oh, that's
Victorian as
Oh, it's
well.
Victorian, right.
I'll tell you what, that is very unusual but very nice.
Yeah.